Yo, 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 it's your boy Andy back at you with another monthly recap. About to go over the month of April. So this is actually a pretty cool month. Got a lot of action going on. Maybe not a lot, but a good amount of action is starting to flow back into the small cap sector, back into the OTC market. So I was actually really excited about this video because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. And most of what I talk about is going to be about the plays that I missed. Because, while I had a good month, made $16,000, $17,000. My second best month yet. This easily could have been a $30,000, $40,000 month if, I had executed the way that I know that I can. So I'm going to first talk about, basic stuff, basic stats and everything like that. My mindset about this month and going forward. And then I'm going to start to get into some charts. And, it's pretty valuable stuff that I'm sharing. So you want to pay attention to it, especially if you're thinking about taking this seriously and taking it as a career. This is like a lot of this stuff is the stuff that I wish I knew when I first started. So that's what I'm trying to do here, bring value to you guys and just kind of talk about what is working, what isn't working, what's helped me, what hasn't helped me. So one of the things I want to talk about first is, you don't need a lot of plays to make your month. And that is something I struggled with like crazy when I first came in, is that, when I first came in, the market was hot, for a good amount of time. And I got so comfortable pushing it every single day, A plus setups showing up left and right, that I didn't know how to sit on my hands when the opportunity wasn't there. So being a day trader, it doesn't mean that you're showing up and you're trading every single day. It means that you're showing up and you're trading when the opportunity is present. Otherwise, you're going to give back gains over trading. I ran into that a little bit on this day right here, but pretty much all these other days was, pretty good trading. Maybe this day as well, but the rest of these days I can justify. These 2 days down here, these 2 Mondays, I kind of struggled with that. But by keeping my journal, by keeping my head in check, I was able to bounce back quickly. That's why I had this loss, boom, started bouncing back. Had this loss, boom, started bouncing back because I kept my head on straight. And since the market is starting to heat back up, I'm ready to start upgrading my size. If May action is like April action, if the thing starts to heat up a little bit more, their A plus setups are showing up. Like, it's not every single day, but when they're showing up, they offer huge range, huge opportunity. So I'm going to kind of get into the stats about what I did and didn't do this month. Total gains, $16,376. So I like that. It's my second biggest month after my $29,000 month in February. So this stat right here, average daily gain and loss. So on average, every single day I traded this month, I made $1,169 when it's all averaged out. So averaging 4 figures a day. Even though I talk about a lot about what I didn't do right this month, $1,170 a day is, great money. And so I'm still grateful to be in this position, still grateful to, have the account size that I have and still be making the type of living that I'm making without even having to leave the crib. Average winning trade. So $1,200 is my average winning trade, and $300 is my average losing trade. So that is telling me that, I'm trading with good risk reward. My wins are 5 times my losses. So, and that's the kind of the concept. This is kind of the concept that I got from reading the book Market Wizards, is that you want to be a great trader, you want to be trading in such a way that your winners, that one win can wipe out 3 to 5 of your losses. So that focuses on when those A plus setups show up, you got to be there for them, and not only be there for them, but you have to be there to put in the type of size that those setups deserve. And when these have losing trades or setups that aren't as quality, you need to, number one, size down, but not only size down, you want to be cutting your losses quickly. And if you're a newer trader, you can't risk having huge drawdowns, because that's not only do huge drawdowns and huge losses affect your account, but they also affect your mental. So when you start taking those huge drawdowns, then you get into situations where you don't even feel like showing up the next day. You burn mental capital, and now when the A plus setup shows up, you're not even mentally there or mentally prepared to be able to handle that setup because you're still thinking about the losses from the past. You know what I'm saying? Because those losses were so damaging. So anybody can learn the charts. Anybody can learn, how to read these charts and all that. But it's like, can you manage your emotions? Can you manage your discipline in real time? So, and that becomes the hardest part of trading. So interesting enough, this average losing trade, it's like, I mean, this is about the same as when I first started the year with about an account that was about a third of the size. So with a 3 times the size account, I'm still having, great risk reward. And I'm managing my stuff even better, even though I'm taking bigger size. And that is why the winning percentage, like I talk about a lot, is the least important thing about your trading. Because even if you're winning, 60% of the time, if your losses are twice as big as your winners, then you're not trading like you want to be a real trader. You're not trading like you're taking this seriously and like you want this to be a real career. What you have to be focusing on is your average trade versus your average losing trade. And you want to be focused on your profit factor. So profit factor, let's round that to 4.66. That means that on average, when I lock in trades, I'm locking in 5 times as many gains as losses. And like you guys know, I moved down here to South Florida. I have, bills to pay now. I have rent to pay. So I got to be managing my risk. Largest gain, $6,000. Largest loss, $1,000. So I'm trading like, 6. My largest win is 6 times the size of my largest loss this month, which is what I like to see. And that just shows me that, I'm taking this seriously. And I'm treating this like a real career. You can't, when you're starting out, you can't have huge drawdowns that affect your mental and affect your capital because you have to cut losses quickly, not intelligently, because when you're a newer trader, you don't know what is and what isn't a good setup. You have to even give yourself the time span to be able to survive in this game and make it. It's like you got to be able to cut your losses quickly and then learn from them after the market. And one thing that I will say that really helps me and helped me when I first started out is I'm recording my screen every single day. So I'm going back. Like trading is no different than playing sports. It's like athletes watch tape and they practice in the off season. They practice outside of game time. You got to be doing the same thing, recording your screen, going back, watching it if you want to make this a real career. Because if you think it's going to be easy and you can come in here and just start, winning off the bat without getting humbled, you'll be one of those traders that's around for 6 months and then just disappears. So this is month 11 for me. You can kind of see first 6 months were flat. Ever since I started to get the hang of it, I'm just like slowly and steady climbing the ranks. So let's see. Cool. So, like I said, I'm about to get into what I did wrong this month, and then I'm going to get into what I did right. So we're going to go over some plays. First play, I'm going to go over. Make sure I didn't miss anything on this right here. Cool. Yeah. So second biggest month, $16,000. And I'm going to get into some plays. So first thing I'm going to go over is MMEDF. This is picture perfect A setup. And the cool thing about this month, it just shows you that you don't have to trade every day. You just got to nail or trade even all day, every day. You nail the A plus opportunities when they're there. And then, you can kind of sit on your hands for some of the days or trade small or trade with small size. Friday is a day that I missed, and that is just to even give perspective. I actually missed I missed pretty much this whole week besides this day, and then this day I can only make one trade because I was trying to transfer my money to Cobra as a broker to hold my money so that I could short sell. But long story short, They had a bunch of long restrictions. I knew they were going to have short restrictions as far as how much shares I could short, but they had, basically for the stuff I trade, I was only going to be able to have like a $2,000 to $3,000 position size, and I need like a $30,000 to $40,000 position size for the stocks that I'm trading. So when the money got back on this day, I was only able to make one trade, and then it takes a day for the rest of the funds to settle, and then for them to clear me to be above PDT for unlimited day trading. So even with missing a whole week, still was able to lock in 17 grand and, have my second best month yet. So again, the MMEDF, now the company had news. They said that they were getting uplisted to the listed market on this day right here. And like, why is that important? Because that just shows that, when a company goes from being listed on the OTC market to being listed on the listed market, they have more access to capital. They have, more brokers. So more traders can trade the stock, because not all brokers allow OTC trading. So normally you'll see, pretty nice green days when the company announces this. So they announced that on this day right here, pre-market, and you get a massive gap up from the 220s to the $293 area. So I missed this day because I can only make one trade this day. And then I was kind of on my hands for the rest of the day. Cool. So you had, this is pretty simple stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do with my trading, is to just simplify everything. So you got this massive gap up, as you can see on the chart, 210, 220 area, all the way up to 290, and then a little bit of a spike to 320. The stock kind of fades down, gets rejected right here at this whole dollar level, $3, whole dollar level, $3, and then it bottoms out and it starts to establish some support right here. Not once, not twice, but 3 times it bottoms out at that 270 level. So as it confirms that support level every single time, then it just starts to choose to go to the upside. And then, it comes back up again and starts having trouble with this $3 level again. But once it picks its direction, it chooses to go to the upside, and it holds this $3 level for the first time, which is right here on this red candle. That's the first time it really starts to hold that $3 level. You can make a buy right here, like 302, 303, risking 3 cents, risking 1%. And then I've seen this type of action before. Like when these stocks have news that they're going to get uplisted, they can kind of run into the close for a first green day and a strong close. So let's say you're buying off of this $3 level, you get a 20% move into the close. Nice and easy. You can take profits there. Or, let's say that you didn't want to take profits there because this is a picture perfect swing setup for a first green day. Boom. If you hold into the gap up, you're locking in 40%. Or maybe you sell half and let the rest swing. And then the next morning, you get offered another 20% on the morning spike. So just pretty clear stuff. Simplifying day trading. $3 whole dollar psychological level resistance becomes support. Simple resistance to support switch. And then boom, you have 1% risk on the downside with potentially 60, 70% to the upside. And that is something that I like. That's a play that I missed. I was, kind of annoyed that I missed and I couldn't trade it. But, it is what it is. The next, and then another thing I'll talk about is the stock. You can look at the daily chart. Stock ran solid 2 days from $2 to $5, complete overextension. It gets upgraded to NASDAQ. Boom, what happens? First red day. All from Tim Sykes training and stuff like that. It's like when these things start to go parabolic and they get that first red day, boom. So this is one I would have liked to short, but I'm still working on getting that figured out and getting a broker for that and everything like that. So that is that play. Next play I'm going to talk about is okay, next one I'm going to talk about is, GVSI. GVSI, this stock is, this is part of one of the stocks that bring momentum back to OTC land. You're getting a stock that's running from 002 to, 3 4 cents. So 1,800% move in like a week or two. And you can kind of see it has this initial run up right here, and then it just establishes a pretty clear breakout level. Like, boom, this breakout level right here after this 1, 2, 3 day run up, boom, 0.011. That becomes, the resistance. It becomes the breakout level on April 21st. So now on this day right here, which is, and the stuff is pretty clear, like on this day right here is the first day that it starts to break out above that level. This is the daily chart right here. So I want to be playing this for a breakout. It is pretty simple stuff. And ironically, this is this day right here. So I already made my trade. I made an $1,100 trade, which should have been more, honestly. But I was out of trades for the day, basically, because my money was still settling until the following Monday. So I go through that Friday again. And this is all in one day. This just shows you how much opportunity can happen in, a very short amount of time if you're ready for it. And the reason why the stock was running in the first place was because of tweets and rumors and stuff like that. So but I knew that, it's all Twitter stuff that I was monitoring. Boom. So on April 23rd, it comes up, and no, you can't make this stuff up. Like, it comes up literally right to the breakout level. Boom, rejects, consolidates midday, and then once it gets closer to power hour, boom, like you bust above the breakout level, and then, resistance right here. This line right here is the breakout level from the daily chart. Holds it to a T, like perfect. Like, if then trading. If this thing starts to hold this breakout level, you have to be going long. There's just no question about it. And then what is it? As the day goes on, it's just higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low right here, up until you get to this area right here. So it keeps going but let's say you only captured like a piece of this move. Like, that is a 35% move. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you catch more of this run up. 65% move, all just playing off of the breakout level. So that's another one that I miss, is Gvsi. And that just goes to show the importance of drawing your lines. So that when you draw your lines on these charts, you don't have to think much. You can clearly see the line. You can see what your risk level is. You can see where the breakout level is. And you can just, keep it trucking. This was something that I missed. And it just became a solid setup. Like, it was first green day, and then you got the gap up the next day, whatever. So that's Gvsi. Next play I'm going to talk about that I missed is Bpsr. This one was from a day ago, actually, or a few days ago. This started to run on this day right here. Just parabolic action from 7 cents from down here, 6 cents, all the way to 36 cents in one day. A 600% move with huge volume. And when you zoom out on the daily chart, you can kind of see, like, no day is really getting this type of volume. No day at all. Not even close. So that was, what day of the month was that? So that was April 28th. And I'm going to kind of get into that day. And the reason why I missed this play was because I was at the gym. So, yeah. It was tracking, like, it had some pretty light volume, but the news was pretty strong. They had news that their COVID test or their COVID treatment was working, positive results in India. And they were saying that, there's 350,000 new COVID infections a day and 2,500 deaths per day, which is like a world record in India. So COVID's breaking out, and, whatever they got is proving to cure the patients and stuff like that. So positive news, first green day, and I completely missed this run up. And this is just, crazy action. Like, starts to break above 10 cents right here. And then it's just, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. 600% winner in a day. And this move right here was absolutely crazy. So boom, 100% move in literally 10 minutes from from 16 cents all the way up to 32 cents. So I missed all of that, and I came back, and I kind of got chopped around when it started going sideways right here, and I closed my computer. But what do you know? Huge volume starts to come back in, and once it breaks out of this channel, this is something I like on these first green days when they start to calm down, they start to consolidate and stuff like that, and they start to go sideways. Boom! Once it breaks out of this channel right here, on huge volume, boom! You get another crazy run up into the close, like from 27 cent level, another 30% run up. Huge, great price action. So that's another one that I missed. And you can kind of see this stock just ran for literally 2 days straight from 6 cents to 36 cents and 63 cents. And what happened? It has its first red day, just like MMEDF. When that first red day comes around, it offers huge range. Like from the top to down is another 30% run up. And I was telling my guys in my room, I was saying, hey, if I could short right now, I'd be getting short right on this first red day. This is the 1 minute chart for it because it was opening up red for the first day. And boom, here's the green red level, which was right here. And it started to open up around right there. First time it's red, pretty simple stuff. Like if it opens up red, take the short. Boom. And you get, a 20% panic right out of the open in 2 minutes. You would have been able to lock in 20%. So that's another one that I missed. Now, it just shows how much, this market was ripe with opportunity. I'm going to go over, HMBL. This is another stock that I missed. Now, I was on top of this because I had alerts from the CEO because he likes to tweet a lot, and he was saying that they had a news event with CNBC the following day. So I was buying this thing around, it's the daily chart. I'm not going to get into the intraday chart. Around the 265 right when the news came out, but it wasn't moving fast enough. And then what do you know? It ends up running 20% on the day, gapping up the next day, running another 10-15%. And then once the interview is over, it just crashes. Buy the rumor, sell the news, or short the news. Pretty simple stuff. So ideally, if I would have gave up on this play, if I would have stuck around, it was just a clean uptrend, strong close, got a gap up into this day. And then once the interview was over, everything is already priced in at that point. Boom, 30% red day. So pretty simple stuff. And the last thing that I'm going to go over from plays that I missed, and I'm at it, like adding up all these days, including this one I'm about to go over. This is like, probably like 20-30 grand in like money that I could have been able to lock in if I had been playing these correctly. Some of them I just missed. Other ones, I couldn't trade because my money was floating around between broker to broker. And by the time I got back, it was, I wasn't able to do unlimited day trades yet. So Rgbp, another kind of from the ashes type of play, like stock that's pretty much doing nothing. All of a sudden, boom, you start tracking huge volume. This day right here. So I nailed the front side of this play. So I have a whole video lesson on the front side of this move. They had news about like I think it was pancreatic cancer or something. Anyway, yeah, I think it's pancreatic cancer, and pancreatic cancer is like not treatable. So you had this huge run up right here. I missed this 400% run up because my internet provider had an outage in my area, which was great. So I missed all that. But then once this thing started to trend right here, making higher lows and uptrending on a higher time frame, I caught a 25% move somewhere in this range right here. I think it was more like this right here. Something like that. It was a 25% win. I think it was something like around like right there. I caught that move, made $5 grand. It was my second best trade at the time. But had a strong close, held VWAP. I got the gap up the next morning, and this is where I messed up. Boom. Anytime I'm looking for my A plus dip and rip or morning spike setup, once I get this gap up, I need to be buying anything that is, as long as the volume there and it's not like panicking too hard, I need to be buying anything versus the green red level, which is the previous day closing price. And this stock only was able to dip, one candle the next day after this first green day setup, and then it just starts to rip. It didn't even come close to touching the green red level. So I should have definitely been buying this, but for some reason, I don't know if I was just like nervous or I got the jitters or whatever happened. I missed this buy. I didn't even try to buy for some reason. One of the guys in my room nailed it for his biggest day. A guy that only had like a $200-300, maybe largest win at the time, made $2,500 buying this. 50% move, no pullback. These are the type of plays that when you focus in on them, and I talk about this in every single one of my monthly recaps, first green day setup has a catalyst, closes strong that morning, either morning spike or the dip and rip. So I should have been buying down here, and let's say only, on my full position size, which is 30 grand, I'm looking at locking in, let's say I catch a 50% move, that's 50%, $15,000 inside of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Life-changing money for most people. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that I'm going to be working on going into next month, because they're just things that I shouldn't miss. And I should have been buying this, but I didn't. I actually did end up buying, these dips right here. So I sold it for like a couple grand, which isn't nothing compared to what I wanted to make, which could have been easily $8, 10, 12, $15,000 on display. So, even if the market is just stagnant going into going into May, if I can even just capitalize on, what's working, I can turn this this month, April's $16,000 month into, 30, 40, $50,000 a month, conservatively speaking. So that is it for what I missed. And talk about what I made. I told you already, I nailed, this first day here on Rgbp, so I'm not going to really talk about that. I'll talk a little bit about LTNT. Like, this day right here, they had news that, this day right here, they had news that Manny Pacquiao, they said that a CEO had tweeted that they had an exciting deal with like an athlete of the century. So I'll get into, this chart. And it was tweeted out like right at the end of the day. So get into this day right here. I missed it. I don't know what I was doing, honestly, but tweet came out right here, and CEO tweets, they got an endorsement deal with the athlete of the century. Boom. They got a nice 20% run up pretty much into the close. And then you gap up. They announced the news in the morning before the market opened. So, a gap up and then a little bit of a morning spike. But they announced the news with Manny Pacquiao, which everybody knows is a famous boxer. And you got this little small spike right here, 8%, 10% spike, and then pretty much did nothing. Maybe the news was already priced in. I don't really know, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. I thought I was going to have a little bit better of a spike, but I locked in, $1,000 right there. And then that's pretty much it for that one. GGII was the next one. And, this is one that I'll talk about the daily chart on the day that I played this. This is the stock that I actually played on. Let me see. Okay, so this is the stock that I played on. Let me see, actually. GGII. Cool. So I played this stock on April 28th, is I think the day I'm talking about. Yeah. So, this stock had Same stuff. Like you have a stock has run up, had a day of consolidation. The top out level was 0.026. That's the resistance level. That's the breakout level. So then you get into the, you know, the intraday chart of the day that it broke out past that level. Pretty simple stuff. Like, can that breakout level turn to support? Can that resistance level turn to support? So you had like some morning action right here on a huge gap up right here. There was some rumors and news floating up about it. And boom. So if then trading, if it can hold this breakout level, I'm buying. So a stock comes up, pulls back, and then boom, pulls back right here. But it doesn't even touch this breakout level. So that immediately thinks it has strength. I buy somewhere down here and I sell into this psychological level, 3-cent level, and then boom, comes down after. I locked in $1,600 on that play in 3-4 minutes, completely stress-free. That's why you got to draw your lines on these charts and see, hey, is it going to hold these breakout levels? Is my resistance going to turn into support? And Bpsr, this stock was my second biggest day, my second biggest trade. I locked in $6,000 on this trade, and this is my other A+ setup. I had the first green day, but also the morning after the first green day. And one thing I'll say about this chart is something that I pulled from Tim Sykes is you have to look at the stock's personality. These stocks have personalities, and the past is indicative of what the future holds. So pretty simple stuff here. Like, you had a first green day, good news, good catalyst, strong close, right at its highs, and I'm looking for the simple morning spike or the dip and rip when the volume starts coming in the morning. And this is one that I just talked about how I missed Rgbp. Same exact setup. So after you trade for a while, you realize it's just the same thing. I need to be buying anything that is a dip versus the previous day closing price, which is the quote unquote green red level, which was 36 cents. That's right where it closed at the previous day. So as long as it doesn't dip below that 36-cent level, that's a buy. I spelled this play out for the guys in my room, and the next day, you kind of see this is the pre-market, whatever, just scratch trading. But when the market opens up, boom, can't make this up. It hits it literally to a T, 36-cent level to a T, and you can kind of see like the level 2 on this play just stacks up like crazy. Huge buyers, huge bidders stacking up at 36-cent level. Simple level 2, simple tape reading, and then boom, 50% move. And I told my guys, this play probably offers 30-50% move right out of the gate. Why? Because I watched the tape the previous day and I seen how far it can squeeze out. You saw right here, 100% move in a few minutes with no red candles. And going back to what I was just talking about with the stock's past performance and history of spiking, I mean, you got to look at. I talked to one of my guys and he said, "Yeah, Andy." I said, "Yeah, pay attention to the stock's past performance, history of spiking." He's like, "What do you mean? It crashes every single time that it has a big day." He's like, "A big day right here, crash. A big day right here, crash." I'm like, "Okay, but what happens when it actually gets a little bit of volume?" So the only day besides this day right here that it caught volume is this day right here. This day right here. And even though it has a red day, what happens the next day? It gaps up and offers a huge move to the upside. So that's the stock's personality. When it gets volume, it'll gap up and, it'll start to rip. And that's exactly what happened. If you look at my video recap on MDMP, this is exactly the same setup that I missed last month. And I didn't want to miss this month. So even look at RGB. No. Yeah, so it's the same thing I missed on RGBP earlier this month, but MDMP completely missed that play. but this Bpsr play was, pretty much the exact same thing. So I'm happy with this month in the sense that I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like, there is a lot that I took away from this month, and there's so much stuff that I missed for one reason or another, but it gives me confidence. Like I'm trading, locking in, 5-figure months, 17 grand while missing plays, while missing A+ opportunities. So, imagine what happens when I start to execute on all these plays and stuff like that. I'm looking for my growth to get parabolic. So you guys can hit me up, like, subscribe. This is valuable stuff. So, hit me up if you have any questions. And, I got the same mindset going into the rest of the year. I'm milking it when it's hot. I'm trading consistently. I'm managing my risk. And when the opportunity presents, I'm going to nail it. And that is that's my spiel. The last other thing I'll talk about, because I don't remember if I touched about it when I first, in the beginning of this video, which I probably did, but you got to be able to sit on your hands or size down when it's not there, Newer traders will be like, especially if you came into the market in 2020, you're literally just most of them are just like a drug addict. You're just like fiending for a fix when the market is not there, and that's how you bleed out. That's something I struggled with. But if you just relax, if you just chill out, wait for things to show up, you'll make a lot more money and you'll have a lot less stress. So my goal for next month is to lock in 25 grand at the minimum, but because I want to close my first 12 months since I started trading at 100 G's, even though I didn't make anything for the first 6 months. So that'd be cool to see. And let me see if I nailed everything. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot to digest from this video lessons. The main thing is focus on those A+ setups, draw your lines on your charts, manage your risk, and be there when the plays show up. Give your size to your A+ potentials, be able to sit on your hands when it's not there. And that's pretty much it. Like, you don't have to trade every single day. You only need a few plays that can make your month, a $17,000 month. And, you see 5 grand here, you see 6 grand here, $2,500 here. Most of my money was made in 3 days, So if I would have capitalized on this Friday, I could have doubled or tripled my monthly profits. So that's that. Like, subscribe, hit me up, guys. Let me know what you think of these videos. And also let me know how the sound quality is. I just got this new, not the sound quality. Yeah, sound quality, as well as the webcam quality. I just got a new mic and a new webcam. So let me know how that is. And that's pretty much it.